Alright YouTube, what is up? So this is episode 2, bringing you a little bit of the combat. So I'm just going to mainly talk about some stuff and what's changed. One of the biggest things is the HP system. Different armors give you different life point bonuses. As you can see, I'm at 4,621 HP. And defense, on your defense info, I'll tell you your total armor. It gives, in this D-hide right here, gives me a total life bonus of 3,420. Now, I don't know what the max is. I think it's like 20,000 or something. I'm sure with Torva you'll get 20,000 or something. So the better the armor, the more life point bonus, and the better armor. Right now I'm dual wielding rune crossbows. Let me throw on my bolts. Got addy bolts. For some reason, rune crossbows and even dragon crossbow cannot shoot any bolt higher than adamant bolts. Even like diamond bolts can't shoot. I don't know if it's a glitch, but it's not powerful enough. So it could be, I don't know what would shoot diamond bolts, dragon bolts, and onyx bolts, unless it's just the chaotic crossbow. But so far in the beta, when you try to shoot dragon bolts and stuff, it won't let you, even with dragon two-hand crossbow. So it also, it just gives you your hit bonus and your damage. That's pretty much your max hit. And so let's get into the action bar. So, let's continue talking about life points a little bit. So if I change armors, as you can see, I'd have 3,500 HP with Mystic, and with the Addy, let me heal it up. I have 4,781. So, depending on the armor, the better the armor, the more HP bonus, and the better defense bonus you'll get. As you can see, I have life bonus at 3,555. So enough about that. Let's get into the combat. Of course, the biggest thing with this update is the action bar. Now, I've been fooling around with this. It was kind of complicated at first, and I still don't know everything about it. But here are your abilities. You get attack abilities, strength abilities, defense abilities, HP or constitution abilities, ranged abilities, and magic abilities. So let's first do. So you can customize your action bar. You can put weapons on it. So if I hit that one, I'll automatically wield the bow. See, it just went on my back. You can put weapons on it. I don't know about food. I haven't actually tried that. You can even put food on it. So if you need to eat, you can just hit 2, and you'll eat your rock tail. If you want to move something, you can clear all, or I don't remember how to get rid of just one. I thought it was just drag and drop. Like I said, I haven't really done much into this, so to remove icon, drag it into. Oh, okay, you just drag it into trash can. So to remove it, you just do that. You want to clear everything, you just hit clear all. You can also hotkey your abilities there, so you don't have to click on. So let's say I'm in combat and I want to use Slice, and put it there. So when I hit 2, I will use the ability Slice. I'll just put 1 from each. Also, these abilities depend on your levels. Like for this, I need to be dual wielding melee weapons. It requires a level 6-7 strength and has a 10-second cooldown. It's a basic ability. Some of them also require adrenaline. And adrenaline is this bar here. The longer you're in combat, the more adrenaline you have. So if you're doing big bosses, you'll have like a full adrenaline bar, and you'll be able to use the better abilities. So really, this is made for bigger PvM bosses, because you'll be able to use better abilities, or when you're in PvP, fighting somebody for a while, you'll have more adrenaline to do better moves. So let's just put, can I do Quake? Melee two-handed, we'll use that later. And alright, I'm just going to use maybe one ability from each. You can go through each one if you want, but you'll find these out. So immortality, become immortal. Damage you received is reduced by 25 seconds. Reflect, shield, freedom, break free of snares, and alright. I'm not going to use any defense abilities. They're not that cool. So this is the cool little ability, regenerate. Focus your remaining adrenaline to heal your wounds over 6 seconds. So if you have a lot of adrenaline and you're getting low, you can click this and boom, it'll take away all your adrenaline, but you'll heal over 6 seconds for all that adrenaline. I don't know what the exact number is. I haven't tried it, but it's pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure it'll be a decent amount. And then we have the range abilities. Let's put piercing shot on. Binding shot. And escape. That's one of my favorites too. And bombardment. And magic abilities. I'm actually going to wait on magic because I didn't have enough space for runes. So once I do range and melee, I'll come back and do some magic. So let's put on a few more melee abilities just so you can see them. Like I said, you can go through these, look at all up online, and they'll tell you what they do. Some of them are interesting, some of them aren't. Can we do pulverize? No. Smite your target's defense. Let's do assault. And we're just here. Let's see what else. Hurricane. Dual wielded melee. Alright, let's do hurricane. And bring 8 dual wielded melee weapons. Alright, so that's good enough. But as you can see, you can customize your action bar to have whatever you want, from weapons to food to potions to abilities. Pretty much whatever, you can customize it to have it so that way you can just click that number on your keypad and you're set to go. You'll click the item or do the ability. So let's start out with range. Personally, range was my personal favorite combat in the new update. Seems a little OP if you ask me, but range is really fun. A little bit OP but it's super fun, and I think it has the best abilities in my opinion. So let's just start attacking. Right here, this is your target. It shows its health. Its weakness is air spells. And then it shows your health, and my weakness is melee and range gear. And I have a combat level of 141. And that's because my magic level is so high, because it bases off your highest combat stat and your defense level. So, as you can see, we're building up adrenaline here to allow us the abilities. Some abilities don't even cost adrenaline. Like these 3 right here, the range, don't cost adrenaline. What I like to do when I'm ranging is use binding shot. That'll snare him like that, then back off, and he's snared. I think he's stuck anyways in the bushes. But if you bind him, with a shot that stuns him for 3 seconds, and then you just jump back, escape, so that way you get a little room between you, and then you can jump back like that, and it'll give you a little space. Especially use, oh, he wasn't stuck, he was just from the bind. So let's use piercing shot. Just does a little extra damage. Bombardment, I like this one. Shoot up a bolt, and boom, comes down. Just hit 957 with addy bolts. But as you can see, dual wield crossbows, it's a lot faster than a regular crossbow. If you had just one, just boom, 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 continuously firing. So let's do the binding shot. As you can see, you just shoot under him, and it binds him there. Piercing shot one more time. We'll just use range to kill him. I'll show you bombardment one more. Never mind, he died. All right, so that's, you know, you can. There's plenty of other abilities. Those are my favorites right here. I love binding shot and escape. Piercing shot's just, you know, your shot target deals 125% weapon damage or 175% weapon damage if they're stunned. So you can do binding shot, escape into piercing shot as a combo, because they'll be stunned with the binding shot. You'll back up away from them while they're still stunned, and then hit them with a piercing shot to do 175% weapon damage. So you can combo these abilities together. There's just a few others like dead shot. I'll actually go through all of them. Boom, fire deadly shot at your target, which deals 150% weapon damage instantly and further 200% weapon damage over 6 seconds. So that's pretty unique. That's a pretty cool ability. Snipe, take aim at your target, dealing up to 300% weapon damage after 3 seconds channeled. So this is a channeled ability. So I'm assuming if like you're fighting some guy with melee, and if I'm pretty sure there's some stun abilities and stuff like this. If you get stunned, it will cancel the ability. So you can also counter your opponent's abilities if you know what they're doing. Fragmentation shot. Shoot your target with a shot which fragments on impact, causing them to suffer damage equal to 2% of the weapon, 200% weapon damage over 6 seconds. The target moves, the effect is increased. Escape. Leap backwards up to 7 meters to help maintain range from your target. just to keep you away from those pesky melees out in the wild that are trying to kill you. Rapid fire, rapidly fire both weapons at your target, dealing damage equal to 250% of 6 seconds auto attack damage to your target channeled. So it's 6 seconds channeled. You just sit there and you rapidly fire your crossbow. Or whatever it is. Ricochet, fire shot, which ricochets off target, hitting 2 additional nearby targets for 100% weapon damage. Multi-combat there. Bombardment, of course, fire volley shot in the air, which comes raining down, dealing 200% weapon damage to all adjacent targets. Incinerate shot, fires explosive shot to your targets, which will detonate after 3 seconds, dealing 30% of their maximum life points. And unload both your weapons at your target current location, 6 seconds. Every 2 seconds, all targets standing at the location will take damage equal to 35% of their maximum life points. So that's pretty OP. and pretty cool. Just as alright, but I was just showing you this. Not much. You just sit here. You can. And the dragon two-handed crossbow. It's pretty cool, but I didn't find it to be that effective. Like I said, I only can wield adamant bolts with it, so I don't know if it's glitched or what. But pretty much, that's it. Bind, then escape, and into a piercing shot. And boom. Alright, so let's go on to melee. Melee is pretty cool. It's probably one of my least favorite combat styles on the new update. It just seems not the coolest abilities, and it actually doesn't seem to do as much damage as range does. And mage has some pretty useful utility. Melee does too. It has the most abilities, as you saw, but pretty much the same way. You get your Addy. I only can wield Addy now because Rune is 50 defense. So some things have changed defense levels. So it's really weird. So now as a Zerker, I'm only able to wear Adamant. And when they said it ruined Pures, what they mean is like, because now in order to wear Iron, you need 10 defense. So Pures, if you're Pure, all you're going to be able to wear is full leather or full bronze if you're going pking. So there's going to be nothing for you to wear. That's why people were worried about it ruining Pures, and it kind of does, especially with the new defense abilities and stuff. It's definitely helpful. So slice your target for up to 200% weapon damage. In addition, has 10% greater chance of being a critical hit. So let's use that. Just boom, just hit 600 and downed them. A little ogre. Alright, let's keep this adrenaline bar high. Assault, as you can see. Oh, I just got enough for it. You just do that. A little like green slash thing. I just hit 1,300. Let's do a Hurricane. Boom, 1,800 with that. Assault, your target dealt damage equal to 250% of 6 seconds auto attack damage to your target. Hurricane spins the spot, dealing up to 400% weapon damage to all adjacent targets. Quake, smash a weapon to the ground beneath you, dealing 150 weapon damage to all adjacent targets. So let's do that here. Oh, never mind. I could just use the keys, but nah. So that's some of the melee abilities. They're pretty cool. You can combo them too, just like you do with the range and stuff. So let's do Hurricane one more time. You can hit really high with like a God Sword. So there's no special attacks. I don't know if they're changing like weapon stats, like Maldi God Sword will have better melee stats than like Bandos and Zamrock because of its special. But there's no more special attacks. It's all just weapons now. And your abilities. Let's do 8. And there we go, one more time. So let's go over the abilities. Slice. Alright, well, with that one. Slaughter causes your target to bleed for up to 400% weapon damage over 10 seconds. Overpower. Target dealing damage equal to 25% of the maximum life points. Havoc. Instantly attacks with both weapons for 100% of both weapons damage. And dual wielded weapons is required for this. And of course, you can see the attack level that's required. Or, whatever ability it is, they'll have a certain attack or strength level required. Smack your target with the back of your hand, studying them for 3 seconds. I bet you guys want to see that one, so let's do that one. Just a little smack there. And now he's stunned. Stun wasn't that long, actually. Of course, I am using a AGS, so here's some dual-wielded D-longs. Let me get the adrenaline up. Let's do a slice. Show you once the adrenaline gets full and show you the abilities. I'm pretty sure they look the same though. Smash your opponent for up to 200% weapon damage, disabling protection prayers in PvP. So that's pretty interesting. You can disable their protection prayers. I don't know if this is a set amount of time or if it's just like you disable it for good. Like they can't use protection prayers after you use that ability. Oops, that's odd. Barrage. Shoulder barrage at your target, stunning it for 3 seconds on contact. Target's immune to stun instead suffer 300% weapon damage. So if they're immune to stun, they will suffer the 300% damage, which is pretty neat. Fury, perform a flurry of blows against your target, dealing 400% weapon damage over 6 seconds. Channeled, sever your target's nerves, dealing up to 300% weapon damage, reducing any damage they deal by 10% for 10 seconds. Let's just try this with it. As you can see, it's still just the basic thing. You just keep the other one in your hand. Hurricane, spin, dealing up to 400% weapon damage to all adjacent targets. Massacre, destroy your target with dealing up to 200% of both weapons damage, instantly causing an additional 200% both weapons damage over 6 seconds. Let's try that one out. That one looks a little interesting. Oops. Let's grab it. Nah, not that cool. Meteor Strike, I wish I could do this. 81 attack, two-handed via weapon. Crash down on your target with the force of Meteor, dealing damage equal to 40% of their maximum life points. Only unusable against target with over 50% life points remaining. So if you could time it right, you could pretty much drop them down to 10% life points. So, why do I have nails? I don't know. Let's keep going. Strength abilities. You have kick. Kick your target, stun them for 3 seconds. Target immune to stun, instead suffer 300% weapon damage. Punish your target's mistake, dealing 125 weapon damage or 175 weapon damage if they are stunned, so you can combo that with kick. Dismember your targets, dealing 200% weapon damage for over 6 seconds. Fury, unleash your fury, dealing damage equal to 150% in 6 seconds. Auto attack damage to your target. Channeled. Destroy your targets, dealing damage equal to 300% weapon damage to your target over 6 seconds, during which time they are also stunned. Quake, I already showed you this, just smash your weapon on the ground. Berserker, harness your adrenaline, increase all damage dealt and also all damage received by 100% for 10 seconds. That's pretty useful. Cleave through your foes, showed you that. Salt targets, dealing damage up to 250% of 6 seconds all attack. Channel, showed you that one too. Smite your target's defense, dealing 75% both weapons damage or 150% both weapons damage if they are not wielding a shield. Pulverize your target, dealing 300% weapon damage and reducing the damage dealt by 25% for 10 seconds. And Frenzy, perform a frenzied attack lasting 10 seconds. Target standing in front, if you take damage equal to 20% of their maximum life points every 2 seconds. And defense abilities. Anticipation. Bash. I'm not going to go into these. I find them really boring. They'll be useful for PvM and PvP if you're going to get hit by a big ability. Of course, the Regenerate and Incite dramatically increases the likelihood that your attacks will cause your target to attack you instead of your allies. Last until cancelled, has no effect in PvP. So this is for PvM. If you're the tank, you can be the tank and it won't attack anybody else with this ability. I already went over range. So let's go get some runes and do some magic. Let's go Lumbridge. So combat will be interesting. A lot of new combos for your abilities. No special attacks, so that could drastically affect weapon prices. Like, you know, like a VLS. It's got good damage, but doesn't have its special, and that's what it's famous for. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Let's just get rid of some stuff you don't need. Sorry for taking so long. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about, and these episodes will be pretty long. So we'll take 500 of those, 500 of those, 500 chaos runes, 500 death runes, 500 earth runes, 500 fire runes. I wish I could do Storm Maldi. They can't though. They still have the quest requirement. I was like, hey, I could try it. And then I was like, oh no, don't. Let's go back to you now. So you can also hotkey your home teleport. You hotkey any ability. So let's go back. So let's go over the abilities. I won't go over the spells because most of them are the same. Only the ones I knew. Asphyxiate. Reach out with magical force to choke the life from your target over 6 seconds, dealing damage every 2 seconds. Your target is stunned for the duration of this effect. Channeled. Torture, powerful spell. It deals up 200% active spell damage. Inflicts 250% damage against stunned opponents. Omni power. Bombard your targets with each of the 4 elements, dealing damage equal to 25% of their maximum life points. Just equip this. Get ready. Oh crap! No, I got my wand, my Virtus wand and book. All right. Confuse, enchant. All right. Dragon breath. Breathe a mighty cloud of fire in a frontal cone, hitting all targets for damage up to 300% of active spell damage. What else do we have? Impact, blast target with a burst of magical energy, stunning them for 3 seconds. Targets immune to stun instead suffer 300% active spell damage. Combust, applies damage over time effects to the target, dealing 200% damage. The active spell's damage over 6 seconds. Surge, instantly teleports up to 10 meters in a straight line ahead. So this is kind of like the, what is it called? Escape for range. Because they're both range abilities, so they're trying to get you the farthest away from melee people as possible. Summon an explosive ball of energy. The longer you maintain the effect, up to 12 seconds, the more powerful the explosion will become. Chains. Magical spell chains between nearby targets, hitting for 150% of your active spell damage. And wild magic. Fire an unpredictable double magic attack at your target, which will deal between 75% and 150% of your active spell damage. Your active spells, like if you're using Fire Blast, it'll do the maximum damage that Fire Blast can do, or 75% of it. Whatnot. Powerful air spell, Divine Storm. It's a new spell. And Metamorphosis, transform into an element based on your most recently cast spell. Transform your spell is free cast, and your damage is decreased by 25% in the last 20 seconds. And Storm Maldi, that's all the same. Tsunami, summon forth destructive wall of water, damaging all your targets with frontal cone for damage equal to 200% of your active spell damage. Alright, so let's see here. What do we want to cast? We'll cast Fire Wave. Now let's go and get all the new abilities and put them in here so we can try them out. Asphyxiate. Torture. Omni Power. Dragon Breath. Definitely want to try that. What else? Nah, Impact's not that cool. I've already tried that. Combust. Definitely. Detonate, Chains, we'll try that one out. Wild Magic. Divine Storm, of course. And I want to try that, Metamorphosis. Alright, so let's do it. Let's hit 1 to cast our fire. 1. Oh, you can auto cast by doing this. Auto cast. So now I'm auto casting. Doing damage. So let's try Torture. Boom, 500 with that. Let's try the Flame Breath. 600 with that. 6 with the Combust, I think. Boom. The Chains. There you go. Let's try the Wild Magics. That's number 8. Whoops, I didn't think I got that one. It takes a little more. Try the new spell. Number 9. Autocast Divine Storm. It's just like tornadoes. It's your own little storm of a Maldi. Cool. Let's try the metamorphosis. So I transformed into like a storm elemental or water maybe, because I was using Divine Storm. So I get to do like 100% or 25% more damage. That's Og again. Get out of here, Og. Why can't I do these? Is it Ricardo, you have? Okay. So I gotta get 100% adrenaline. So let's keep. Let's get this adrenaline up so we can try these ultimate abilities. So yeah, magic's pretty cool. I think it has like the least amount of abilities that can be comboed, like stuns and stuff, but still pretty cool. A lot of heavy damage now. Definitely some unique spells like Dragon Breath, Metamorphosis, and stuff. Those are pretty cool. Love the new animations. Pretty cool stuff they added, so come on, don't lose adrenaline. When you're out of combat, you'll slowly lose adrenaline, and of course when you're in, you gain it. So almost 100%, so we can do Asphyxiate. Okay. Let's try, whoops. Let's try the Torture. Nothing too cool. Alright, here's the ulti, Omni Power. Oh, whoops, is that Og? God damn it, Og. And 4. It's pretty cool. I just hit 1,200 with it. So as you can see, pretty cool abilities. I like magic abilities. Personally, range is my favorite combat style. Then magic, then melee. Pretty cool stuff. A lot of stuff to look forward to with the new update. I'm just showing you the basics. I'm not pro. I haven't even figured out half the abilities yet. Still working on it. There's just so much content to cover. I'm going to cut the video here. Keep it a little short. Any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. But that does it for me, guys. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys with episode 3 a little later. Peace.